Say tuss tuss. Make sure it's making a noise. On your. Okay, right there. Welcome back to Unsupervised Sisters.
I'm Christina.
I'm Michelle. Oh, look. It shows that you're typing.
Oh,
that's cool. You know, it's
Today we're going to be talking about pregnancy, our pregnancies, more specifically our last pregnancies.
I hate the way you say that.
Why?
You don't say the Did you hear it?
What?
Pregnancy.
Who cares?
I hate it.
Who?
Pregnancy.
That's what I just said.
Pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
Pregnancy. You're not saying, she hears it. You're saying, and today we're going to be talking about our pregnancy. It's not a pregnancy. It's a pregnancy.
Who gives a fuck?
Enunciate the N.
Do you not know what I mean?
Say sandwich.
Sandwich.
Say library.
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 This episode, we're talking about our pregnancies.
There you go. That sounds so much better. I love it. Okay.
More specifically, like our last pregnancies. Pregnancy.
Oh my.
On this episode, we're going to be bringing back What Hurts Now because that's the reason why this episode was filmed and posted late.
We'll also be talking about all things pregnancy. You can listen to our podcast anywhere you can find podcasts, and you can watch our podcast on YouTube.
Our Instagram handles are listed below separately and above together.
The reason why we're covering pregnancies today is because we watched this movie. What is it called?
Barely Pregnant.
On Netflix.
With Amy Schumer.
So funny.
That shit was hilarious. I mean, it had a lot of funny parts. It had some parts that weren't. I don't know. I feel like it definitely was a Netflix movie. Like, I don't think it would have been good in theaters. Like, I didn't like the end.
I forget how it ended.
Sad pony. They like crashed into everything.
Oh.
Oh, stupid.
Yeah.
For the most part, there were a lot of funny parts and a lot of relatable stuff. So it got us thinking about our pregnancy, specifically, our pregnancy together, but just pregnancy in general.
In general.
Mm-hmm.
That movie, the movie actually I watched it first, and as I was watching it, there were so many parts that reminded me of her. Did you get that she reminded, like, she was
bitch,
like you?
She was marrying her fucking...
But not just that, like, a lot of parts. There's a lot of parts in that movie that I'm just like, oh, that was so Christina. But as I'm watching it, the funny parts would happen, and I was like, oh, I need to talk to her about it.
Yeah.
And then you watched it, and you're like, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, it was good.
It was good. Mm-hmm. It was funny. Yeah, some people don't like Amy Schumer.
I like her. Her face is all swollen.
Well, she had moon face.
Well, I feel like, I can relate.
She said I think she had PCOS.
I feel like I have PCOS. I'm just waiting to be diagnosed, but I feel like swole. I definitely have something.
Yeah, you see, actually, right now, your arms don't even look as swollen as they did
I either have
day.
diabetes or PCOS, or maybe a mixture of the both, like a little cocktail.
Mm-hmm. I would be more surprised than not if they told me you didn't have diabetes.
I feel like it's like some people be like, oh no, diabetes, but I'm just like, man, if I could get on a GLP-1 like ASAP Rocky with that diagnosis, like, I'm all about it.
But that's for life.
Oh God.
Diabetes, not GLP-1.
Oh.
The other day we went to Bahama Breeze and she ordered we all ordered a pina colada. And then we're like finishing and she's like, is there anything else I can get you? And she's like, can I have another pina colada? And I'm like,
first of all,
you think
that's
no, that was a lot of sugar.
You think that's a lot, bitch? On my cruise, I was pina colaing it up.
That's why I think you have
I was having multiple, no, that's normal.
No, it's not.
On a cruise, do you have a shitload of pina coladas? Thank you.
You have, how many pina coladas have you had in one sitting? In one sitting, because she almost had two, but we talked her out of it, and she got a dessert instead.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, Bahama Breeze sucks.
It
was not great.
The soup was good. It had pieces of, like, branchy pieces in it.
It's just very, like,
So, you got a steak at Bahama Breeze.
I know.
We'll get the steak at Bahama Breeze.
We were supposed to go to Longhorn, and literally working in fine dining, like, I know, like, obviously we have amazing steak, but, like, for regular restaurant steak, Longhorn is fucking fire.
Yeah, Longhorn is
fire, but then Renegade.
I don't even know how the dance goes.
I know. they were about to close and we didn't want to be those people. So we went to Bahama Breeze. And what got me there was a pina colada. Because I'm like, fuck, I'm a pina colada ass bitch.
Yeah, you are. You almost got, what is that thing called? The slushy maker?
Yeah.
What is it called?
The Ninja Slushy.
Ninja Slushy to make pina coladas.
For pina coladas. But then I realized that might be a problem. So
it would absolutely be a problem. You would be getting out of bed in the morning, drinking a pina colada and going back to bed.
All day.
Yeah, but the movie.
Yeah, the movie is funny. There were a lot of fun. There are a lot of funny parts. But yeah, it's about her pretending to be pregnant.
She's wanted to be pregnant since she was little. And then her friend gets pregnant and she pretends to be pregnant to get the perks of being pregnant.
Mm-hmm. And it backfires on her. I mean, we were already going to do a pregnancy video because we were pregnant together and there was so much shit with that. Yeah, that never fucking happens.
The way it happened. It was weird.
So let's get into it.
But before that, let's go into...
I'm the realist.
Yeah.
No, I am the realist because guess what? This is a commitment.
What's a commitment?
The podcast. So filming every week is something that I'm going to fall off of.
Like, why though?
Well, because sometimes I don't want to.
I think last week, it wasn't even because it wasn't I don't want to. It was Valentine's Day was long. It was how many, 4 days of Valentine's Day? 3 days of Valentine's Day?
No, for work?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So then that messed us up. And then your knee,
we ended up in the hospital. Up my knee. Yeah.
Landed you in the hospital. And then we kept on like, we were gonna record and then we didn't.
Also, there's just times where I'm just like, I don't fucking wanna. And I'm the kind of person
you don't want to do anything
when I really
on
don't.
Those days.
Yeah. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. But I do want to do this and I want to continue with this. So I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta.
Mom told me we have to too.
I don't care about that. I don't care if she said that we had to do it. I did it because I'm like, fuck. Every day I'm like, I don't want to, but I gotta.
Why do you gotta?
Because I just feel like we already started it.
You gotta see it through?
Yeah. But what is see it through?
See it through.
People have hundreds of fucking episodes.
I know. We don't even have a plan.
There's no plan. We're completely winging it.
We're winging this.
Completely winging it.
And what we're doing.
Like, yeah, I mean, the feedback is good, but I mean, I guess that's what keeps me going because if there wasn't good feedback, I'd be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, no one's listening.
But some people do start their podcasts like that with like 3, 4, 5 people tuning in a week. I noticed that.
And that's like
they keep going. Mm-hmm. They always keep going.
Good for them.
They don't always make it, but they always keep going.
I mean, and I'm not saying like we're going to make it, but I feel like
we got to keep going.
Like we're already
here.
We're here.
Yeah. We did a whole photo shoot. We can't stop now.
Yeah. And we bought all this shit.
Yeah.
Spent all this money.
There's been a lot of money invested in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to do the room. I think once we do the room and we have like a set place, once we can stop setting this up, then it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Better
that's
to
another
just be
thing I dread. I don't want to set this shit up.
Yeah. We did one step where it's all in one spot, but now we have to keep it set up.
Well, it's not all in one spot. We're in Mom's bed right now.
I know. I'm saying once that's set up, it's all in one place. We're not taking it to the restaurant or anywhere.
True.
So there's that. Anyways, so that's why our episode is late. But what landed you in the hospital?
Well, because Valentine's Day weekend was super fucking busy at work. So my knee started flaring up. And I felt like, oh my God, I had it in a knee brace. That shit felt like it was about to burst. I had a knee brace. You can see my knee through my pants.
Yeah.
Like bulging through
my pants. The knee brace had a
like,
hole on her knee. And it looked like a bubble coming out of it. It looked
like I had a knee pad on. Like I was going skating.
Yeah. People
like
put
a kid.
That
shit was, and it was just so painful, crack-a-lacking every step I took.
But you didn't even go to the hospital that night. And I was trying to tell you to.
Because I was tired.
She fell asleep on the phone. And then I was like, whatever, I'm tired anyway. So we made her go the next day.
Yeah. And anyways, I just have to follow up with, they gave me a fucking steroid shot for anti-inflammatory that felt like fucking, they injected me with cement. Oh my God, it was so thick.
Put that video in here so they can see everything that happened.
Yeah, something happened.
Did you even get that poor guy's name?
No, I didn't get the nurse's name, but he ran out of the room. He literally ran out of the room.
He bolted.
He ran so fast. He was out.
That room. Yeah. So they told her that she needed to get a shot for, I don't even know what, and then take some oral medication.
It's anti-inflammatory.
And it was a shot. The first one was a shot. And I was looking at the needle which I'll put a picture here of him, or a video actually, of him here loading up that needle. Where are you gonna put that? The focus.
Up to you. I'll give you your left arm.
Put it
right
in her
arm.
ass.
She has more.
Do it in your butt.
That is an option.
Yeah, put it in your butt. Come on, do it for the
You have
vlog.
more cushion there in your arm.
It wasn't a thick needle, but it was a long needle.
I wasn't
Maybe
worried
that's-
about that. Once he injected it inside of me, it felt like I was being filled with cement. Like it felt so fucking thick.
She's got thick skin. It's like a rhino.
Ow! Fuck! Ow!
I don't know.
Did it burn?
It kind of put me in slow motion. Like I had a whoa. Like what the fuck?
Rub it, rub it.
And it burned. Yeah, it hurt. It literally felt like it was filling me up.
It was big.
Like cement. Rub it. Rub it. Christina, rub it.
The needle was so long, it looked like he hit the bone.
I wasn't worried about that
You didn't
because
feel it like going deep?
no, I used to donate plasma for drug money.
Oh.
Yeah, so I wasn't worried about the needle, but once he pushed it in, my arm felt so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was just like, what? Oh my God.
That's what you said in the video. What?
Yeah, I couldn't like, it
But-
couldn't register in my brain what
But
was
then
happening.
the oral one, that is weird.
Then that was
I
weird.
and the
'cause it
other
could-
sister were saying, like, it was weird because if they give you an oral medicine, they usually, as an adult at least, they'll give it to
They
you
were
to
both
take it yourself.
anti-inflammatories. One was an injection and one was an oral thing, but it wasn't like.
But he didn't give it to
It
you
was
to
like-
like
he
drink
just,
it.
like,
He put it
put
in
it
a
in-
syringe,
Uh-huh.
which it was in that glass
It
little
was
bottle. He
in the-
used a needle
Yeah,
to
he
take
used
it
the
out.
needle to take it out.
And then took out off the needle, and it was just in the syringe. And he's like, "Open your mouth."
This one's not really a shot though. This one. Is... I'm just not a kid.
You have like a flavor? Like a flavor addition?
Big Ben.
Which way are you
needle.
going? You going straight down or like?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stick it in your mouth. I'm just gonna have it like here.
It just coated the inside of my mouth with like poison.
Acid.
It tasted like it needed to be injected.
Oh,
Like,
was it like
You
alcohol?
saw him,
Like
so
alcohol
yeah,
kind
you
of
saw him taking it out of the little glass vial thing into the needle. It tasted like it's not supposed to be injected.
Maybe that's why he doesn't
It
let
was
you do
bad.
that, because if you did it and got a little bit, you wouldn't do the rest. Maybe that's why.
Are you giving it to me?
No, he's spraying it in your
Oh,
mouth.
you're just gonna squirt it down.
Open your mouth.
What the fuck?
He just like 1, 2, 3 in your mouth.
Yeah.
There was no getting rid of it.
Straight poison.
Or so he thought.
Or so he thought.
Because
yeah.
then
And when that happened, he ran out of the room so fast.
that was one of the funniest things ever.
He tried not to laugh, to burst out.
Yeah, trying to be professional, trying not to laugh in front of you, but he ran out of the room. All I saw was his back, like booking it out of there. He left you.
Stop. I don't think it works. I spit it out.
We were in tears. We were crying. That was like one of the craziest things I've seen because he spit it out, but it landed completely in your face.
Yeah,
How does that even happen?
I'm not sure. But it happened. I was soaked. And I definitely did not ingest that shit. That
At
part
all.
didn't work.
None of it.
It was straight projectile.
It was all over your face.
I think it went like up and back. And
I'll have to slow-mo it to see
Yeah.
what exactly happened because your face was covered. I've never seen anybody spit out water and then get that covered.
they did an ultrasound and like saw that there's no whatever ultrasound see. but you need a fucking MRI, and they don't do MRIs in hospitals unless it's like a major fucking emergency. So they're like, you need to go to orthopedic doctor, get an MRI. And the way America's set up right now, health insurance is like fucking wild.
Crazy.
Like, so that's the reason I hadn't been. I've been having this fucking knee pain. My insurance doesn't cover. But anyways, I just got new insurance and I'm waiting for for it to become active, and then I can follow up with all of this. I found doctors for all of it. So
do you think you're gonna need knee surgery? Because they think it's a torn meniscus. Everything looks like it, right? Is there like any other thing that you can do for a torn meniscus but get surgery?
I don't fucking know.
You've had this
I've never had a
look into it?
Like they have like holistic things and like just like ice packs and shit like that. But overall, no,
just like
it's not. It's just soothing things. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So let's get in because we have a lot to talk about pregnancies. I've had 3 kids and she's had
5.
But we've had how many pregnancies altogether?
Not including Schmorschmans?
All together. How many times have you been pregnant?
I've been pregnant 5 times.
I've been pregnant 4, maybe 5 times.
There's no maybe.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No. I've been pregnant 5 times, had 4 births, 2 kids at once, and 1 Schmorschen.
I had 3 live births, 1 Schmorschen.
What's a maybe?
I thought I had a miscarriage when I was young, but I might have just been bleeding heavy. I don't know, but I was just having sex really young. I shouldn't have been doing it anyway, but I told Mom.
Yeah.
But our last pregnancies...
We were pregnant together.
We were pregnant together. We found out... I don't even remember us finding out or me telling you who said first or who found out first, but our due dates were 3 days apart.
Oh, my last pregnancy was not together. My last pregnancy was my...
Schmorschen. No, okay, so your second to last pregnancy. The last pregnancy that we birthed.
Yeah. And
what
then I got
that one?
uterus out after, so.
How many Schmorschens have you had, Mom? None?
0. But do you feel like everyone should get 1 free pass?
No.
Shut up.
She doesn't. I don't think so either.
Just kidding, Mom. Don't shut up. But
I feel crazy. I can't believe you just told Mom to shut up.
I'm just guessing. I was just kidding.
So we found out that we were pregnant at the same time. And did Mom? No, Mom didn't know yet because Mom didn't know until after you found out.
Oh, yeah.
And you weren't going to keep them.
No,
you didn't.
Fuck no, I wasn't.
Well, you weren't going to keep
it.
You weren't going to keep
it was 1.
How did we even find the bus?
I don't know.
What even led us to this bus? We were looking for a place or a way to go get an ultrasound together.
No, a pregnancy test, but then you found something that had an ultrasound.
So then I found out first and you found out after we
wanted
to make sure
you
you were
told
pregnant.
me about it.
Okay, so it was like this bus. It was like a mobile bus that gave like free pregnancy tests and ultrasounds. And so we went together. And it was so weird because I had been getting really nauseous, really sick. My hormones were crazy. And I was like, oh my God, what if I'm having twins? I kept on thinking, and I had said it to my mom and to my sister. And I was just like, what if it were this? And when we're there, I go first. They do my ultrasound. I'm like, are you sure there's only 1 in there? And then she like looked around. She's like, yeah, only 1. And then it was Christina's turn. So I had to get off the bus while they were prepping her. And when I got off the bus, the other sister had called me and was like, so which one of you is having twins? And I'm like, not me. And then they called me to get back on the bus. And Christina was laying down and they were getting her ready for the thing. And she's like, okay, you ready? And they put the ultrasound, the Doppler on her stomach.
Right away.
Immediately. There's like the black and then there's 2 sacs in there.
And I would have never, like, she's all like worried about having twins. I'm like, bitch, that's not happening with me. I wasn't even worried about it. I'm like, it's not. But and then right when she put that Doppler on my stomach, like clear as day too. And I was like,
she gasped. And I looked at it, and I looked at the nurse, and she goes, what did you scream? You screamed, no!
I screamed, fuck.
Did you scream fuck or no?
Or maybe no.
You screamed no and fuck.
I think fuck was in the boy ultrasound.
Yeah, no, but immediately you started screaming.
Yeah, I started screaming.
You started screaming, and the nurse is looking. There were 2 nurses there, and they're looking at each other, and I'm like, turn it off!
Yeah, turn it off.
I'm like, turn it off. And she sits up and, like, pushes the lady off of her, and I think that's the first time you ever let me hug you.
Bitch.
I did. Oh, you were crying. There was no,
I couldn't believe it.
but there was no like, even like, maybe that wasn't it. It was so clear. There were 2 babies there. There were 2 sacks.
Clear as day.
And the ladies they looked like they didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
I think that was the first time it's ever happened to them too.
They looked like they were like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And she's losing it. And she's like, I can't. She had 3 kids at home. Now there's 2.
Mm-hmm.
And mom is going to kill her.
Yeah, that's all I could think about.
Was mom is going to kill her.
Murder for me.
But then they were like, all right, do you want to continue? And I remember sitting there and they were doing the whole baby A, baby B thing. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is life even?
Yeah, that was wild. That was pretty unbelievable. I stared at that sonogram picture forever. Just like, this is not fucking real. This is not happening. Like, why me?
But you went through a lot with that pregnancy. And I think that's why because I don't think I could have done that. You don't have anxiety about things like that. Her pregnancy actually landed her in the ICU and with a pee bag.
Yeah, I was on my deathbed.
Literally.
I know. Remember they had my baby shower while I was in ICU? Like at the restaurant, they had my baby shower. I wasn't even there. I FaceTimed in.
I forgot about that.
Because the babies were completely healthy the whole time, but they were killing me.
Mm-hmm. Well, who was it? Do you remember which one it was? Was laying on your kidney?
No. So hold on, because I did a little fucking back research on what I had. Yeah, it's called hydronephrosis. So it's from there's multiple like reasons you can get it. Mine was because of pregnancy. Like during the pregnancy, it says the enlarged wombed uterus can sometimes place pressure on the ureters. So that's what happened. Like there's a ureter that has like, it's connected to, I don't fucking know. Anyways, this ureter is like a fucking garden hose, and from the twins being so heavy, while they were growing, they did like a garden hose like knot effect, and it blocked the ureter, which blocked pee from going into my it backed up my fucking pee. And then so they needed to put a nephrostomy tube in my back, puncture a hole in my kidney to drain it out through the outside of my body. So I had a pee bag for months. I had to wait a few weeks after I had the twins to take out the pee bag because they had to be out of my body to release the pressure on my ureter, whatever.
But that pregnancy,
so I had hydro. Yeah, that was nuts. I had multiple surgeries. They had to do a surgery to insert that nephrostomy tube.
And didn't it come
out? Yeah, mom had to change the tube out all the time. And then one time I was like going to her room and I was holding the tube that connected to the pee bag. And it yanked on her fucking room door and yanked out of my back. And then I had to go to the hospital and they had to do another surgery to put in another one.
That's awful.
Yep. And then I forgot. Hold on. So I had that. Then I had an issue where I couldn't breathe. I forgot what the fuck it was. Oxygen.
Your iron dropped and you had blood transfusions too during pregnancy, which is
I had blood transfusions.
It's like,
and then I couldn't fucking breathe. I forgot my oxygen levels were just like fucked up during that whole thing. So I just found myself in ICU, like literally on the highest amount of oxygen possible that they could give me. And literally, they're like monitoring the babies the whole time. They're like, they're perfectly healthy, but they were literally killing me. Yeah, that was all within maybe the last 4 months of my pregnancy.
Yeah.
I had to deal with all of that. And then right after I had them, like I was like in dire pain, like days later, I had to go back to the hospital and have my gallbladder removed. And the doctor was like, after that surgery, literally the babies were, I think, like a few days or like a week old. They're like, yeah, it's really common with twin pregnancies that they fuck up your gallbladder. So I had to have that done with like newborn twins at home.
So many complications. But twins usually come early. She held those babies until what, 38 weeks?
I was 40 weeks.
Were you 40?
Yeah.
You went all the way to 40?
So a full-term pregnancy for twins is 38 weeks. Right, Mom? Right?
No, I think 40 were earlier because they're 2
Did I go 38?
Yeah. they're 2 weeks younger or older than Ashton, and Ashton came at 40 weeks.
No, you're right. I was 30. Yeah, I was 38 weeks. 38 weeks in a day, which that's the full term for twin pregnancy. I had them both naturally, vaginally. Yeah,
in the operating room just in case. But
right, you have to have twins in an operating room because it's a high risk pregnancy.
But the first one came out normal, head down.
Well, because they were always transverse in my stomach, so they were like the letter T.
Yeah.
So Miles, which is my baby A, was like the straight down head first, like down in my vagina. And then Maverick was like the letter T, the bar across. And they're like, okay, well, so I'm like, if I don't need a C-section, I don't want one. So they're like, you don't need a C-section. So I'm like, all right. Well, they're like, so there's going to be with the transverse thing. They're like, he can, when Miles comes out, because he's right there, like Maverick can either go forward T or back T. So head first or feet first. And of course, what the fuck did he do? He comes back. I had a breech baby B. So and I pushed them both out. It wasn't even a big deal though,
right? Because Miles had already stretched it out.
7 minutes
opened the way.
I don't know. They were 7 minutes apart. My baby A, I pushed him out. And then 7 minutes later, my baby B came out breech, which means he came out feet first.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Usually twins are like a combined weight of one baby.
No, they were 2 regular full-size newborn babies.
These mother suckers. Baby A, Miles, was 6 pounds 9 ounces, and baby B, Maverick, was 7 pounds 4 ounces, and I pushed both those mofos out.
So you had like 13 pounds of baby alone, not including placenta, all that shit. You had 13 pounds of baby in there. What's crazy to me is that you decided to do vaginal, even though they told you, and that was like the crazy thing, is they told you could push one baby out and still need a C-section.
Oh,
so
they
you
did
could
say
have
that.
done both. You could have done vaginal and C-section and had to heal from both of those at once.
Right.
But luckily, you didn't have to do that. But still, just that alone would have been like too scary for me, and I wouldn't have done it.
Since full-term pregnancy is 38 weeks, even though our due dates were like 3 days apart, I went first. Our kids are exactly 2 weeks apart to the day.
Is it to the day? Oh, I don't know that. Yeah, no, then those 2 weeks were miserable for me because then I was late. Yeah, I was 40 weeks in 2 days or 40 weeks in 3 days. I was miserable, but I had a healthy pregnancy. The only thing that I had was that like that we both had.
God, yeah.
I just couldn't stop. But then that was an iron thing.
What is that?
It's from iron.
We would literally gasp for air at random times. It was kind of like an extreme hiccup.
That's what it was. It was like
an extreme hiccup. I would just random times I'm like
yeah, we'd be talking.
Yeah.
And just keep on talking like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But it was a gasp. Because our oxygen levels were a little bit lower with the iron deficiency.
Yeah, I had that.
But that's the only thing that I had. I was just uncomfortable and I hated pregnancy. And I feel like that was one of the things that I had spoken about a little bit on my Instagram with people is that I am not a fan at all of pregnancy. There's nothing that I enjoy.
Except my pregnancy with the twins. Other than the twins complications.
You like being pregnant?
I don't mind
with the other ones? Did you like it though? Did you enjoy being pregnant?
Yeah, sure. Oh, the twins too at the end were so fucking heavy. Like, I literally had to hold up my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, it was uncomfortable to walk.
He was just big as shit. He was my biggest baby. He was
He's a butterball.
8'4", 8'5", or something like that. He was big. I felt like he tore my asshole. Like, my asshole was sore after I had him. Not even my vagina. They had to look at my butt because I'm like, they were checking to see if I hemorrhaged out of my butt. They didn't, but it hurt. He did something.
Never had that.
I know. I couldn't sit down after him.
I love the aftercare of having a baby. Like, I loved being in the hospital and just like getting waited on. Like, it was kind of like a vacation.
I don't like that they wake you up all the time.
Oh, that sucked. The nurse coming in every fucking 2 minutes.
Pushing
so I'm like, leave me alone.
Pushing on your stomach.
Yes, yeah.
Like, but I love the way they like spray your vagina for you. Like, they really care. Like, and they warm up
that
the water
first.
Like,
thing and whatever, the little squeeze bottle.
Like, his first time peeing though, that nurse is like an angel.
But I like being there. Like, the food there is good.
Yeah, Winnie Palmer's really
good. Winnie Palmer's great. I had all my babies there.
10 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah, definitely 10 out of 10 recommend.
So I have 2 boys and a girl, and Christina has
5 boys.
5 boys. she had 3 boys and then thought that she had a pretty good chance. If anything
Who
was a
wouldn't
silver
think
lining,
that?
I
Who
know.
the fuck wouldn't?
If anything was a silver lining
Oh,
in this twin thing, it would be that she has double chances of
50
getting a
50
girl.
chance of having a girl. Either they're both going to be girls or one's a girl. I'm like, this is it. This is why I'm pregnant with twins. One's a girl. At least one is a girl. That sonogram appointment was fucking nuts. When I found the gender sonogram appointment,
Yeah.
she went with me again. The sonogram tech put the thing on my stomach. She's like, baby A, boy. And I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like, okay, this one has to be a girl. And she's like, and baby B, boy. And obviously she doesn't know what I got going on at home, that I had 3 boys at home. But I was just like, what the fuck? I was so pissed off. Like, that's when I literally had to, after like I got home because I just couldn't get over it, I like Googled gender disappointment and I saw that it is a real thing and it's very common. I was so pissed off. I Googled late term abortion. I did. I was like, what the fuck? Why is this happening?
That's crazy.
There's no other reason. I was like, this was supposed to be, like, one was supposed to be a girl, if not both of them. Now, since they're both boys, like, why? Why do I need this?
Because it's Miles and Maverick.
Well, now.
Exactly. You
But
don't
in
need
that,
it before,
yeah.
but it's
I
Miles
mean,
and Maverick.
everyone,
Amazing.
like, I've seen other people have gender disappointment, and then when their kid's there, they're like, oh, yeah, it's, you forget about it, and you love them more than anything in the world. But during that pregnancy, you're just like, you just can't find the reason why and see, like, the bright side of it. And I know there's some people like, oh my God, but shut the fuck up, because if you know, you know. It's not, you know, and if you don't know, well, good for you.
I didn't have like you, like 3 boys and then 2 more. But after I had Julian, I really loved, because I grew up with girls, all girls, I really loved having a boy. And I wanted another boy.
I wanted my first to be a boy. I was so happy that my first was a boy.
I wanted my first to be a boy, and then in my head I thought I wanted a girl, but then I was like, no, I want 2 boys. I want to be a boy mom. And I wanted 2 boys. And then when I had went into the hospital for something, they were like, oh, we can see what it is. And they're like, do you want to know? I'm like, yeah, tell me. It's a girl. And I immediately I was pissed. I was angry. I'm like, I didn't want a girl. And then I remember I went home that night. I had went to the hospital for like dehydration or something. I went home that night and I like elbowed him and was like, you're having a daughter. Like pissed off, and I just turned around and went to sleep. And I was upset about it for like a couple months, and then I got excited that I was having a girl. But then when she was born, I didn't bond with her for like, I think it took me like 3 months to like take care of her because I wanted to, not because I had to.
I've heard of that happening. I never had that happen with any of my kids, but that is a thing like I've heard of.
I didn't bond with her. Like Julian was an instant like bond. Like I looked at him and oh my God, I love him. And I looked at her and I knew I loved her, but I didn't know like why. Why I loved her.
Why is crazy.
I didn't feel that connection with her at all.
I don't know what that feels like. I've never went through that. But I mean, that makes sense. Like I have like family members that are like that. It's like they're your family, you know, but you'd rather not.
No, it's different.
Oh,
It's different than that. Because that's you got reasons behind that. I had no reason. She's my little baby. And I knew that I had to take care of her. But with Julian, I was just like, oh my God, let me change his diaper. I was excited and I was so
yeah,
like,
I've always loved my babies since I had them.
Bitch.
Can't relate.
Oh my God, fuck you. That's crazy. I love her now.
Just
love
kidding.
you 3 months in. It took me 3 months to love
too.
her.
That whole, that's another thing that's different too. Like I felt like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't have a girl. But now without even the parts, like I know I can't have any more babies and I made that decision. But I honestly feel like everything happens for a reason.
Hell yeah.
And I cannot imagine
You would have
having
fought
a girl.
You would have fought
I
your
would
daughter.
fight her.
Yeah.
Like real life.
Yeah, fight her.
Real life fight her.
Yeah.
Like I see through my nieces and I'm like, thank God I have all boys.
Well,
for
Madeline
me.
is so much like you, though.
I know.
That's
Well, she's
crazy.
not mine, so I don't have to deal with
I
that
know.
shit. But
I
I
do,
like
though.
seeing it from afar because I'm like, what a little shit.
Yeah, she does a lot. She's a lot
fucking
like
nuts.
you. She's crazy.
She's nuts. She's fucking hilarious,
so
though.
funny.
Oh, she's so fucking funny.
My neighbor came up to me the other day. She goes, your daughter's really funny. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Good and bad ways.
She is funny and she doesn't give a fuck. And I love that about her. But literally, she's just not my problem if I don't want to deal with her.
Oh my God. And we're getting to like period time and everything.
Oh,
like adolescence.
That's another thing. Thank God. Like, I'm just like bullets dodge. Like, literally, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, what I thought was not something that I'm like, fuck, why is this happening now? I'm like,
I see.
I can't imagine it any other way.
Yeah.
Because I am enough girl for my whole household.
And you're a little manly.
Like, and that part too. Yeah. Oh, for sure. But I, as like, extra as I am and shit like that, I couldn't imagine another
there couldn't be more estrogen
house.
in your house.
Yeah. Another bitch in my house would not be okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be okay at all for anybody. So I feel like I was definitely made to be a boy mom because I can't deal with bitches.
But gender disappointment is real. Bonding delay is very real as well.
It's all real.
It all happens.
Yeah.
How many of your pregnancies were unwanted and how many of them were planned?
All of them were unwanted.
Every single one? You didn't plan any of them?
Okay. So, Isaiah was a little bit planned. I know. That's the worst
You're fucking
one.
lying.
That's the worst
You're
one to be
lying.
planned. We were fucking kids. We were fucking children.
Do you ever know that?
Isaiah was a little bit planned. Like, let's have a baby. I just turned 17. I just turned 17 and I'm like, I love you. So we kind of did plan it, but not exactly like this is it.
You were the original teen mom.
We were just like doing it. Oh man, you know how many times I'm like, I could have been on that show.
You were the teen mom before teen mom.
Yeah, for sure. So,
but you planned a pregnancy at 17 years old?
I know.
That's so
I remember when I found out I was pregnant and
You were excited?
You know what? I remember we looked at each other and we were like, we did it.
Have you ever said that to mom?
Right now.
God. Mom, punch her.
Yeah.
Fucking face.
We're like, we did it.
18 years later, she tells you.
I had him when I was 17 years old. Yeah, I just turned 17 when I got pregnant, and I.
Then you went to mom all crying, but you're like, this shit like that.
Well, I was like,
not the me with the ghost.
The girl. She's like, what'd you do? She's like,
that's crazy.
The other ones after them weren't planned.
Bitch, I didn't even know that, and you tell me everything.
Yeah, the least planned ones were definitely the twins because I thought Papa was my
last.
Yeah. Spoiled rotten.
Like a fucking prince. Do you think you spoiled Phoenix the most though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the baby, but now he's not the baby, so I spoiled the babies.
You don't spoil Phoenix anymore?
Yeah,
you do. You still take. You take him along with all their stuff.
No, yeah, definitely.
I planned all of my pregnancies, every single one, down to like the day. I knew when I was ovulating the last one, and his dad and I were not in like the best place at that time, but I knew that I wanted another baby. So I was like, oh, I'm ovulating this day. Let's get to it. And then I got pregnant that day.
I never had that happen, ovulating and all that shit.
I got pregnant that day.
Yeah, I never dealt with that, but all my kids had the same dad.
Mine too.
Yeah, but people like when they like
hear that you have 5 kids and they're like,
yeah,
how are their dads?
I've especially since I had my kids young, people are like, oh, how many baby dads? I'm like, 1.
That's a crazy question.
That is a crazy question.
That is a crazy ass
question. I think it's like because I'm Spanish and because I was young and because it's just a bunch of stereotypes.
The question to say, do they all have the same dad? That's what they ask. Do they all have the same dad? And that's like, bitch, like what kind of fucking question is that?
But I mean, realistically.
But why would you even ask
how many
Why is that your
people
business?
You know?
No, yeah, but why is that your business?
Yeah.
That's not your fucking business. If you ask that question, don't.
Yeah, but also.
So annoying. Oh my God, my bun is like falling to the side.
Yeah, I felt like I was kind of like a unicorn. Like, I'm like, well,
5 kids, same dad is, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Okay, breastfeeding.
My first 2, I did not give a fuck about breastfeeding. I had my first when I was 17, got pregnant when I was 18, had my second when I was 19. I wanted at the least amount of responsibility.
Yeah.
So I kind of took the easy way out. I didn't even consider any of the benefits of breastfeeding. Yeah. I'm like, it's just, my mindset was like, it's time consuming.
I don't think you were that informed about it either, though.
I didn't care to listen to it.
You wouldn't have either.
Do you want to hear about breastfeeding? No.
But it wasn't as big of a deal then as it became, I think, too. Like, everybody was kind of giving their baby formula.
Like, it wasn't...
Not everybody, but a lot of people.
Like, it wasn't cool to breastfeed.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It wasn't cool to breastfeed, so definitely Isaiah and Elijah straight to the formula. Straight to the formula without even considering anything else. Then I had Phoenix when I was in my 20s. And that right away was, he was after you had your kid.
Yeah, and my kids
and you
were the
breastfed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the reason why, but I started talking to you about breastfeeding.
Right.
And
you
like,
were kind of
all
like...
the benefits and stuff. And then you went, how long with Feeny?
I breastfed Phoenix till he was like 2.5 or 2 and some change. I breastfed the twins for a little over a year because tandem breastfeeding is a fucking bitch.
But you did it right off the bat. You did it for a long time.
So tandem breastfeeding was fine in the beginning, but when they were big,
once they
started getting big, and it was literally immobilizing. Like I could not get up. I was completely stuck
with 2
when I had to nurse them, and I did it for over a year. I think like a year and a half.
I think any breastfeeding mom knows that at a certain point it becomes really hard to breastfeed because the babies are grabbing at you, are climbing on you, they're eating but they're looking away, they're doing all this stuff. Not times that by 2. That was crazy watching you breastfeed the babies because I would be breastfeeding Ashton and you with the babies on top of you, and you looked miserable.
Yeah, that was miserable.
Yeah.
But
is that how you knew it was time to stop? Because that's how I knew it was time to stop.
No, it wasn't enjoyable. Like it's not that it's enjoyable in that type of way. Like it's not.
It's enjoyable and not like a sexual kind of way. It's enjoyable and like feeding your kid, and you enjoy the bonding time and all of that.
That bonding time is amazing.
It's the best.
That bonding, like a breastfed baby bonding, is amazing.
Yeah, I love that. That was the
nourishment is like the best ever, and it's like.
That's why I liked sleeping time breastfeeding because you would lay there and they would look up at you.
Yeah,
and you would
like
look
just little cuddles and just hold them and just look at them and just like it was.
They'd look at you like, thank you.
Yeah, like
thank you so much. Thanks for the milk.
Yeah, co-sleeping I did with all of them. I honestly, if I wasn't with my boyfriend right now, I would still co-sleep with the twins.
Oh
yeah, I would. I fucking love having the babies in the bed.
Yeah, Ashton still sleeps with me, and
they're
wouldn't have it any
they're
other
about
way.
to be 6, but they're still my babies.
He's
not babies, but they're
Madeline and Julian will still come in my bed every now and then. They sleep mostly in their room, but every now and then they'll come in my room and they'll be like, "Oh, we just want to cuddle with Ashton." I'm like, "Yeah, you just want to be in my bed."
Yeah.
I love it though. I started breastfeeding Julian, but I only made it to 3 months with him because I got like 4 mastitis. Did you get mastitis?
Oh, fucking mastitis. Hell yeah. Mastitis is terrible.
Oh, with the twins, right?
With the twins.
I got
rock hard.
I got 3 or 4 mastitis in 3 months, which is like if you've never had a mastitis because you've never breastfed, or if you've breastfed and never gotten a mastitis, it's a clogged milk duct that gets infected. And the infection can actually, it's really dangerous. It can lead to sepsis. Is it sepsis?
Sepsis.
You can go septic. Whatever. So you get this painful spot on your boob.
Oh, a red.
You get fever. You get chills. You get sweats. You get like, oh my, you feel like you have the flu. The way to get rid of it is, I guess you're supposed to go get antibiotics, but you can manually try to unclog the duct.
I've seen videos of couples that the husband would suck it out.
I don't even understand how that happens because the holes where the milk come out of are not that big for a clot to come out of. I've always thought about that. I've seen videos of people like sucking out their wife's clot. Or like even using like the thing for the clot to come out. But I couldn't imagine a clot coming out of your little nipple hole. Our cousin is a lactation consultant, like the best lactation consultant in Orlando, Annette Leary.
Yeah, Annette Leary.
If you're pregnant in Orlando or have a newborn in Orlando or have somebody that is, if you know somebody that's breastfeeding, send them to Annette Leary.
Yeah.
Because
10 out of 10 recommend. She's helped me out through multiple pregnancies.
I call her my fairy godmother.
Yeah.
Whenever I have the babies, like, she was just amazing. I couldn't have made it through my breastfeeding journey without her.
Yeah, no,
so she used to tell me, get into a hot shower or get like a bowl with like really, really hot water and put the boob in the hot water and take your thumb where it hurts. And you have to like push down on the ball that you feel in there because on the clogged duct. And it hurts so bad, so freaking bad, but you have like 104-degree fever. And you're just like want to feel better. So you don't care. And you push on it. And I would do it like every 3 hours and just a tiny little bit of milk. And then your milk supply drops. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Your milk
that
supply
fucking
just plummets.
sucked.
So where it used to be able to get like 4 or 5 ounces out of one boob, after your mastitis, you get maybe like half an ounce or an ounce, and you have to build your supply back up.
You know,
and
with
it was
the twins,
such like a it was
with-
such like a killer
with the twins, after I had mastitis, I got donor milk.
I
got
would've
donor
breastfed your
milk.
babies.
I didn't, bitch.
I think one time I was about to breastfeed your baby, but then I was like, no, she's gonna get mad.
Yeah, no. I thought I didn't know about it, and then I was like, oh, my babies need fucking breast milk. Like, I was not gonna get them stuff. Oh, actually, you know what? I had samples of formula, and they wouldn't eat it. They would not. They were like, bleh, I don't want this shit. I don't want, like, you know, after
You have the
so much
pre-made,
time.
the liquid one,
Yeah,
right?
they were like not having it. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I wasn't producing like as much milk. I tried like the mama's milk tea, all this shit, to lactation cookies, all this shit. I'm like just eating fucking cookies. And like just yeah, I looked into the donor milk, and I found people like that literally are certified like through donor banks and all this shit, and I got donor milk. So donor milk is literally like people who overproduce breast milk, like around you in your area. You can go to a donor milk bank at
But didn't you go? Didn't that lady just drop it off to you?
Yeah, I forgot where I found her. I think it was on, no, it wasn't on.
You found it where you found her. You found it on Marketplace. When
I do get a lot of people from fucking Marketplace, but no, she was on a Central Florida milk. I think it's Milky Maids or some shit like that.
Here's where I don't disagree with people donating and using donor milk, but she was like pumping and then dropping it off at your house. It wasn't like through a bank where they were testing the milk and stuff like that.
Right.
She was pumping and dropping off bags at your house. It was the same deal as the sourdough bread, but it was breast milk. Like, you didn't know what she was doing or not doing because it wasn't tested milk. You were just like, thanks, your sourdough and your breast milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the same thing, and you found
I did.
You found her on Marketplace.
I didn't find her on Marketplace.
She found her on Marketplace.
I found her on a donor milk Facebook page.
I'm not anti-donor milk, but I am pro test that milk. Because you don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No, I feel like I did. No, I did have strips. I did do the strips.
What strips?
The alcohol strips. I alcohol stripped the donor milk. I mean, it was that or what? The fuck am I supposed to do?
I had tits full of milk.
I didn't have. Well, that's what I'm saying. After my mastitis, my milk supply dropped. That's when that happened.
I said I had tits full of milk.
Oh, for you to breastfeed them? No.
So you went to some stranger?
Yeah.
As opposed to me?
Yeah, I don't have to look at them. I have to look at you. So I do want to say though, like we are gonna try to stay on schedule, but fuck, man, shit happens.
It does. I don't think people.
I feel like
people
you
know
know what
happens.
I mean, whether you know or not, like I hope you like still listen, but I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. No, I'm not gonna put myself in a position to make myself do something that I don't want to at a time. I do want to do this, but if there's a day that I'm like, I don't want to do it today, I'm not gonna fucking do it. This isn't my paying my bills yet. Once it starts paying my bills, then even then, it's like I don't want it to become like feel like an obligation. I want to like enjoy doing this, and I do enjoy doing this, but I'm gonna do it on my time.
One of the most annoying things in the world is trying to drag your ass out of bed. I have to get
Look
you
at this.
to not
Why
go
aren't we
back
recording
to
from
bed.
my bed right now? My man's at work.
Because you
We're
don't have
fucking
bed sheets.
mom's bed.
You don't have bed sheets.
I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, my bed is. We bought a really fucking expensive mattress. That's a cool
and you
mattress.
don't put bed sheets
and
on
my
it.
oh,
No,
bitch.
and he sweats. He's sweaty. Just get up and do the fucking podcast, and then don't do anything for the rest of the week. But we need to do it in the beginning.
But
of the
that's
week.
not like that. Like, guess what? Now I have to make sure I get a nap in before I go to work.
Oh, baby needs a nap. All right, that's it for this episode. If you're listening on any of our streaming platforms, you can also watch on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram at Michelle Marie whatever and at xtina what is your
_88.
shit? xtima m _88.
Xtima.
Did I see that?
Bitch, yeah.
At xtina m _88 or at Michelle Marie whatever, and our Instagram together is at Unsupervised Sisters. Plural.
Make sure to vote for next week's listeners' choice segment. We've got good things coming.
We do. We have a couple things planned. A couple things.
We have good things in the works right now. So
in the pipeline.
You're welcome. When I wake up, I go real quick.
You look like you do. Sometimes I wake up like,
oh my God. You know when I wake up like that? When the kids fucking come in my room. Mom, I'm like...
The other day, Madeline, she just fucking sleepwalked into my room and she was just standing there looking over at me. I woke up like, top of her, bitch, the fuck?
Sometimes the boys will walk into my room. Mom, like, out of sleep. The big ones will make fun of me because they're like, they'll come in my room and I'll just be like, they'll start laughing. I'm like, why the fuck you guys do that?
Why do you do that?
No, it scared me.
Run down what?
Fuck,
we
man.
didn't run down what all of them are.
Hurry up.
Okay. On this episode, we're gonna be.
Oh my God! What? Get on out of here. Remix. Bitch, what? You can find us. Hold on.